York, LA folks commit crimes and they out of jail the same day. Is it possible that it could be perceived that you're going after Trump using lawfare because you can't beat him, because you know the issues don't favor you? Is that possible? Is that possible? Because see, that's the argument he's going to make. And why am I bringing something like this up? Well, let's count the ways. So basically, we're going to encapsulate Trump's issue this way, ladies and gentlemen. Look at me, Sherry. I'm talking to my peeps here. Look at me, Galen. Look at me, Michael. Griff, just because you shaved your beard and you no longer look like a caveman don't mean you're going to get away with ignoring me. Listen to me right now. Do you think when you bring up these issues and you say 34 charges, don't you think it's sort of diminished the moment you say it's hush money for a porn star? So let me get this straight. The 45th president of the United States, who's no longer the president of the United States at this particular moment, is in a courtroom today, 8 years after he was originally elected, because he facilitated hush money to a porn star. So in other words, I screwed around with a porn star and I didn't want nobody to know. Y'all don't remember Gary Hart and some of the lies he was willing to tell? He wasn't the only one. Y'all remember Bill Clinton? I have never had sexual relations with that woman. Y'all remember that? Lying under oath. Remember that? No sexual relations. Who was the presidential candidate? Edwards? John Edwards? Remember the lies that he told? You really gonna push this where a state like New York has a former president in a courtroom because he paid $130,000 in hush money through an intermediary who happened to be his lawyer, Michael Cohen, to keep a porn star's mouth shut about the fact that they got loose with each other because he didn't want that to taint his campaign. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have people in court because they lied about stuff when they were campaigning for higher office, knowing that it could derail their campaign. Now, I'm not getting into the legalese of it all. I understand from a legal perspective, the law is the law is the law.
Stephen A. sounded to me like he's defending Donald Trump, but he's also wagging the finger at the liberals because we know, I know, everybody across the country know things are bad. Things, to be honest with you, in some cases, they're worse than bad. When you look at how much money has been taken out of your paycheck, when you look at the attack on gig workers from this administration, you want to talk about taxes going up. Taxes have gone up tremendously. Property tax, wage tax. You look at how much money has been given and gifted to these illegal immigrants that have come across this border that Joe Biden said, please come, that he invited over. They want to gaslight you and tell you inflation isn't that bad, but people are making more money, but the money isn't the same as it used to be. You have people making money, but because of inflation, it's almost like they've taken a wage cut. When you look at the policies around the country that's been implemented that aren't helping the people, but yet we see illegals come over here and receive tons of free stuff, prepaid debit cards up in New York, $9,000 a piece out in the Illinois area. They gave $53 million or so, or something along those lines, some outrageous number out in Seattle. Denver told people that they don't have any more money for them. You got people, yes, there's a lot of jobs out there, but they're part-time jobs. Most people working a full-time and a part-time. Some people are working a full-time and 2 part-times. Others are working 2 full-time jobs and a part-time just to make it. Some people are working a full-time job and got a side hustle just to make it. They don't have a leg to stand on. They don't have a whole lot to stand on and to say, we implemented this and this is how it's helping the American people. They've gotten rid of a few student loans for a select amount of people. I'm assuming there was some form of lottery, which is something that they ran on. They said they would get rid of student loans. I'm one of those kind of people. I didn't understand it. It didn't make sense to me. I don't think that is something that should be done. But they said that they were going to do it, realized that they couldn't. Healthcare has gone up. Biden was a part of the Obama administration that helped implement the Obamacare. Health insurance is higher than what they told us it would be. Healthcare is more expensive than they told us it would be. This administration has failed the American people. This administration is a joke. And now we have conflicts all around the world. The Ukraine-Russia situation, the Israeli Hamas situation. They told us that it would be Trump that would cause these things. It's been them. It's been the Democrats. It's been Joe Biden's administration. I don't even know if we can really blame Joe Biden because I don't know if he's actually running things. But whoever the people that he's empowered, they're terrible. This has to be one of the worst administrations that we've experienced in this country. But we're supposed to jump out there and vote for this guy. I didn't vote for him the last time because I knew what time it was. I have zero intent on voting for him this time. It's all about Trump. And it was about Trump in 2020. He showed and proved those of us that were adults then and are adults now, we see the difference. And it is a stark difference. When you look at how things were from 16 to 19 and you compare them to today, man, it's not even a comparison. If you're just basing your vote off of that right there, the economy alone, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Now, I know we have a lot of women that are upset with Roe versus Wade and how it was kicked back to the states, and it should have been kicked back to the states. It was not something that was in the Bill of Rights. It was never codified in the law. Democrats have had the presidency multiple times since Roe versus Wade was implemented. Not one time did it come up to be codified in the law. Not one president made an executive order and said, hey, this is going to be law. Obama was there for 8 years. Never came up. Clinton was in there for 8 years. Never came up. Jimmy Carter was in there, I believe, 4. It didn't come up. So we've had a plethora of liberal Democrat presidents that had the ability to swing the hammer and do it. Matter of fact, when Barack Obama was in, especially the first, not only was the president Democrat, so was the House and the Senate. They had the majority. They could have basically done whatever they wanted to do. It didn't come up. They're gaslighting you. Ladies, they're gaslighting you. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. Keep God first in your life, America first, and I'm going to catch up with you all next time. Peace.